Alright, so today we are diving into the Gisborne historical past by tandem bike. This morning we are joining Cycle Gisborne for a tour around the town. There is heaps of historical points that we're going to be checking on our map, and we have chosen to do tandem biking. However, Laura is really not that confident, so it doesn't take long until I take the helm.
This is the first time that we're seeing a tandem bike available to hire in New Zealand, so we jump on the chance to make that our mode of transport to get around Gisborne City. However, as anyone who's ever rode a tandem in the past may know, it takes a little while to get used to.
There's truly a lot of different bike routes around Gisborne, but we pick one that's going to give us a bit of a taste of everything that the city has to offer. We're going to go through Garden, we're going to go through Beach, Riverside and also historic sites. It's going to be pretty awesome. The first point of interest on our tour is the Gisborne Botanical Garden. It's a huge place with heaps of grassy area which are perfect for a picnic and a nice summer day. There is also even a Japanese garden, heaps of palm tree. It's a really cool place, but we don't hang out there too long because we are now heading to the Riverside Trail.
We start following this 4.5 kilometer cycle trail along the Taru Heru River, which is one of 3 rivers that pass through Gisborne City. It's a really pleasant cycle trail. There's a lot of shaded areas under the trees, awesome views of the river, and it's probably the best way to make your way from the inner city of Gisborne out towards the beach where we're heading to. At the beginning of our tour, our guide Anelia gave us loads of maps and information to do a self-guided tour around Gisborne City. However, because she was having quite a quieter day, she decided to come along with us and give us loads of information along the way, which was really awesome. What we also really love about cycling in Gisborne is the fact that you don't have to mingle with the traffic so much thanks to all these cycleways. We're currently making our way to the beach and we don't have to barely go on the road at all to get there. And we're having so much fun on this tandem, especially me because I'm on the back, and to be honest, if you are the person on the back of the tandem, you are doing less work and you can spend more time taking your hands off the handlebars, which is a childhood dream of mine. I could never do it as a child, and it's just a huge novelty and a really fun way to make your way around Gisborne.
As soon as we arrive on Wakkanai Beach, which is right here where we are, we spot a few familiar figures, including Captain James Cook, which is standing above a globe. Captain James Cook was one of the first person to discover New Zealand and map its coast, and Gisborne was the first place where he set foot on the country, which is pretty awesome. The next statue that we spot is young Nick, which is famous for being the one that spotted New Zealand for Captain James Cook. He was actually atop the mast of Captain James Cook's boat before they landed foot on Gisborne. But alas, we are not spending long enough around there. We are already back on the road and we are following Wakkanai Beach, which, if you guys remember, is where we did surfing with Frank when we arrived in Gisborne a few days ago. Wakkanai Beach stretches for a huge distance and gives us absolutely amazing view. We love the fact that there is a beautiful boardwalk right here where we are actually sharing path with pedestrians and bikes, but it gives us the perfect opportunity to bike just alongside the shore without too much trouble. That would be a bit of a hard one to pedal on the sand.
Although there's a huge emphasis on the first Europeans who arrived in Gisborne, Anelia takes the time to tell us more about the first Maori that arrived here about 650 years ago. She tells us the story of Paoa and Kiwa, who were the first Maori to arrive in Gisborne, calling it Tairawhiti. From the Wakkanai Beach, we are then following the Wakkanai stream back towards the city centre of Gisborne. The Wakkanai stream is a really lovely little stream lined with native plantings, and it's taking us right to the Gisborne town clock. The cycle route loops right back to where we started, so this has been an awesome way to see Gisborne City's major highlights, and we are so glad that we chose to see Gisborne City by tandem bike. Thankfully, this is one of the rare flat cities in New Zealand, so it's perfect to discover by tandem bike.
Well, today, during our bike tour, a gust of wind went after our 360 degrees camera and it went, oh, smack.
So in conclusion...
Conclusion, are pissed.